Welcome back to another episode of NFT Catcher Podcast. We'd like to remind everybody that nothing on the show is meant as financial advice, and to please do your own research. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
Now the subject is NFTs.
They're known as non-fungible tokens, or NFTs.
NFTs are exploding in popularity.
This is a technology that will forever change the way people interact.
So it is happening whether you understand it and like it or not.
This phenomenon is moving. The digital.
You have now joined Jenny from the blockchain and Michael Keene on the NFT Catcher Podcast.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the NFT Catcher Podcast with me, Jenny from the blockchain, and my co-host, Michael Keene. Today, we have a fucking awesome episode because we have a special guest with here, Fvckrender. Welcome, Fvckrender, to the show.
Hey, thank you so much for the introduction. Appreciate it.
Of course. Yes, we are so excited. How are you feeling, by the way? I know last week we were supposed to have you on, but you got sick with COVID. Are you better now? Like, are you good?
Yeah. Honestly, like it's my first time catching COVID, and it literally took 2 days, and I was fine. I'm back.
Okay, great. That is great to hear. Awesome. Well, first of all, I just want to say I have personally been following you on Twitter for over a year now. Like, you're definitely one of the OGs in the space that I have looked up to. And it's like there aren't that many OGs in the space that have been around for so long, and especially artists building and, doing great things. And I'm super, super excited to have you on here and just kind of talk about your journey. So with that being said, I'm curious how you got started into NFTs and in the NFT space.
Yeah, that's a good one. Like I think it's almost 2 years now, which is pretty fucking crazy. I was just seeing my friends selling pieces on Super Rare, and I was first desperate to do something else in commercial work because I'm not really good at doing commercial work. So. And I'm an artist. I'm very bad at executing, and I'm the least technical person. I just like to do visually pleasing thing, I was seeing all my friends selling art on Super Rare, and I really got interested because I was like that means that we can be artists now, which was fucking crazy for us digital artists, because for the longest time we weren't considered artists. We were technicians or fucking executant of someone else's ideas, So yeah
2 years ago. That's and almost 2 years ago. So what was this space like back then? Because there definitely wasn't a bunch of profile picture projects coming out. There wasn't a ton of celebrities buying NFTs. Like, what was it like being an NFT artist 2 years ago?
It was so sick. Honestly, I really miss those days. I feel artists really had the spotlight back in these days. I think now, not so much. I think people don't give a fuck about art anymore. They're really just there for the quick money and stuff like this, which really sucks. But back in the days was so much fun, and I don't know. I made so many close friends from this era, just collectors and other artists, and I just feel there was way less tension, and it was just more chill, and it was just artists and collectors chilling and fucking having fun, which was pretty sick. I really miss those days.
Were you an artist before NFTs? Sorry, I don't know that. Yeah, you were always an artist, a digital artist, or were you making physical pieces?
Fully digital for 7
fully
years.
Digital. Oh wow, that's cool. Really cool. So that's amazing then. So NFTs came along and that must have blown your mind. It was made for you.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I remember really well my first few sales. I was like, that's it. I was doing a lot of commercial work. I was pretty much working 60 to 90 hours a week doing commercial work. I was having pretty much 2 or 3 burnout a year, which was very fucking bad. I remember I had to do a lot of self-help and just to get back to work. I thought about quitting I thought about quitting art so many times. When this happened, I was just this is my fucking, like, this is a miracle. Like, it was just fucking crazy.
Yeah, it is that it's pretty amazing how that worked out. Like, you were a digital artist and then this comes along. I found out about you first from the Pixel Vault Founders DAO. You know, that was all the talk. Like, the art's going to be Fvckrender. The art's going to be Fvckrender. You know, and I still have mine, and I love that.
Dude, that's so sick.
Yeah,
I love G-Funk. Honestly, like, in all the people I met and I had cool conversation. G-Funk has always been someone who's like super down to earth, and he's like, he's really caring, and he's really trying to do something that's going to be cool, I think. So
yeah, they are doing something cool. They're definitely doing something cool. Today's their 1 year anniversary.
Yeah, I know. Yep. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, I actually remember when your Fuck Crystals first came out, and that I was like, and I had like never spent more than, even to this day, I've never spent more than 1 ETH on an NFT, and I was like ready to spend 2 ETH. I was like, I had it in my wallet. I was ready to go. I was like, I'm gonna get one of these crystals, like, and I was so excited. And then they sold out so freaking fast. And then like I didn't. On the secondary, they're just going wait for more than 2 ETH, and I could not. I was like trying to watch the floor, trying to snipe. I didn't end up, getting one because it was like out of my price range. But now, super excited. Like when you came out with the Fuck avatars, I was so excited because finally I can afford one of your pieces, and I bought a Fuck avatar probably about a week ago for 0.15, which I was like. Yes, and they look so cool, by the way. Like, you did an amazing job.
Oh, thank you so much. And we're actually working on, so I cannot talk too much about it, but we're upgrading them. We're working on upgrading them. So I cannot talk too much about it, but we're going to make them even sicker than they are right now. So.
Wow. I'm eyeing up a bunch of them. There's actually been a few people, when people ask me what the best deals are right now in the space, the Fuck avatars is one of the ones I tell them because
thank you.
Yeah, I 100%. Like you've been saying, I mean, we could tell, you're in this game, you're going to keep building, you're going to keep doing stuff, and you do a really good job of rewarding your past holders. And that's really important. People should know that, like, as the space gets bigger, you're one of the, quote unquote crypto native artists here that are really going to be one of the OGs. You stick with it and everyone's going to know you're like. It's really good stuff. That a lot of things are undervalued right now, and your stuff in particular.
Yeah.
Sure.
Honestly, I like, thank you so much for the kind words. And I do, like, I don't like to say like things are, especially my things are undervalued. Like, I don't like to put like a price into what I'm doing, but I do think that we have so much cool shit coming that I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. We have such a sick team, and like everyone's like. Every morning, everybody's so stoked to be working on this. So like, it's just gonna get sicker and sicker. And I think Lucidia is gonna be one of the, if not the biggest virtual art experience out there for sure.
Wow, cool.
What can you tell us about that? Like, and what can you tell us about what's to come? I know you said you can't say much, but
Yeah, I can say what's like official. That's like, it's not really known to the public, right? Like that much, but yeah, so basically Lucidia, what we're, like there's Fvckrender and there's Lucidia. A lot of people think they're both the same, and they're not. And let me explain all this. Lucidia is something that I created because I wanted to empower artists. So for now, I'm starting with myself, and like I started to create Lucidia and use my name to put more attention into Lucidia. But our goal is really to create like this virtual art experience for people to see art in a different ways that hasn't never really been done. So what we want to do is like, we want to create this big galaxy, highly curated with amazing artists, and let sick artists create their own environment. So every sickest artist and unknown artist and like smaller artists, we're really trying to bring as many artists involved to create a virtual art experience that no one will ever see, So by doing this, the goal is to get as many sick artists involved first, but we're also trying to make this sort of gamify experience without having people to grind too much. We really want to make it something that is fun to use and not like, oh, I have to be there every fucking day collecting resources and shit. We're really it's always art first, but we know like a lot of NFT people are love like the utility phase of this. So what we're doing is like we're creating this resource gathering in a very fun way. We're doing challenges. We have one coming in 1 week or 2 weeks. We created this new planet called Rouge, and we have the Curiosity Stone where people will have to solve the puzzle, and the quickest people to solve this puzzle inside Lucidia will get Curiosity Stone, which look fucking sick. But yeah, we have so much cool thing coming, like leaning around artists and leaning around like challenges and like about like self-growth inside Lucidia. It's hard for me to explain because I'm a very visual person. So we laid out this very visual board that we're gonna be displaying really soon to collectors and everyone.
That's awesome. So basically, Lucidia is like this like metaverse where you'll be able to kind of play these games and earn and unlock things, I guess. Like, and but only certain people, and it's kind of that's really fun. I love that.
Yeah, I really want people to know that this is not like I'm not the biggest fan of metaverse, which is why we changed the name from Fvckrender to Lucidia, and we're really treating this as a high-end art experience, very luxury style art experience. This is the short words about Lucidia.
Exciting. How did you come up with your style? Because your style is unique. A lot of people have kind of started doing similar things, but like, has that always kind of been your art style, or?
Not really. I think I would say like 4 or 5 years ago, I started to really develop my own style. And at start, I was just like doing commercial work and like replicating like other people's art. And I always tried to be my way. I don't like to. I never really enjoyed doing something like what other people were doing in general. So, but I don't know. I just started to be really interested about like rare looking materials and like very like rich rendering, like very like high quality digital surrealism. Like a few years ago, like I was really interested in like how light was working on certain materials, and how it would refract with different materials and different type of lighting. So yeah, I developed my style by pretty much experimenting and just having fun and just like, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I was going to actually say about the light, because you could see like, with the crystals, how like it's really, they look like they're almost like kind of real. Like it's really neat.
Yeah. That's really the goal.
Really
and especially now with the NFTs, like my goal is to make like the Cartier of NFTs. Like I'm really trying to make like these cool looking stones where like if you hold one, like it's like holding like, I don't know, like a rare things from art,
Yeah, totally.
So one of my friends is also like really into like Lucidia and like fuck avatars, and he was like, oh, here's some questions like you can ask him. So I'm like, okay. So he was wondering how many more handmade avatars are left to be revealed.
I'm not sure right now. I think the count is 10 or 11, but I'm not sure. I would have to check, but it's between like 8 and 11.
Nice. And then he was wondering, are you doing any type of NFT NYC in real life meetup events or anything?
Yeah, actually, we had a very successful party in LA. Last NFT LA, it was fucking amazing. Honestly, it was so sick. But
I didn't get my invite for that. What happened?
There was no invite.
I'm only joking. I'm joking with you. I'm joking.
You're on sorry, you're not invited.
I'm joking with you. Yeah, go ahead.
It was so sick though. You should have come.
Yeah, I should have.
But NFT NYC, what we're doing is we're actually, I had a very amazing call this morning because it's getting real and realer. We're doing a physical event and we're bringing Lucidia in real life. So we're doing like this projection mapping of Lucidia. So you'll be entering Lucidia in real life with interactive elements. So it's going to be really, really interesting. And we're probably going to go do little NFT gifts for people that's gonna show up or something.
Oh
So
wow!
yeah,
Oh, that's
that'd be
some
really
alpha right
cool.
there. That's
Let's
some
go.
alpha.
Yeah.
How do we get into this event? Like, do you have to be a holder? Yeah.
So we're not too sure of the format, but
Mhm.
we're always gonna prioritize the holders for sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
But at the same time, we want people to that are not holders to be like, oh, I want to be part of this, you know. So
Right. Yeah, like I don't know if you went to the Doodles event in Austin, Texas for
wish.
South by Southwest. Okay, so how they did it was because it was a whole experience, right? And it was open to the public, but also like basically there was like two different lines. One was like if you were a holder, you got like IP, you got to go in there, like no line. And then there was this super long line basically for anyone who wasn't a holder. And still non-holders were able to go in, but just like it was just super a lot easier, and there's also more perks for like being a holder basically.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
I really love Doodles. Honestly, I got to meet Evan a couple months ago, and he's amazing person. Him and his fiance or wife, or I think fiance.
Yeah, I haven't met Evan. I met Poopy.
Yeah, I'll sick.
Yeah, which was cool. I actually had my doodle, which you can see in the background. I have like a picture of it.
So sick.
Yeah, I had actually traded with Poopy back when the floor was 1 ETH. I traded him some NFTs.
No way.
For I just am like diamond handing this thing. So yeah, I was pretty excited about that. And it's aged well. The trade has aged well for me. Not exactly.
She robbed him, Fvckrender. She robbed him, man. Be careful. Be careful trading with this one.
Yeah, that's good. That's smart.
It worked out for me. Okay, so and then also, last question from my friend. He was asking about the white paper. I know you guys are supposed to come out with the white paper. Any updates on that?
Yeah, honestly, we took so much time to do it because the main thing is like there's about like 4 parties involved in Lucia right now, and we it was very complicated to find like common ground of what we wanted to do, and like like with all the regulation, like we wanted to make sure that like we do like everything in the best way possible, because like for me it's important. I'm not gonna release a token if it's dangerous, like I'm looking to make like a fun experience and sleep well at night, so we backed down on a lot of things. We had like very big ideas, and so we turned down a couple ideas, and we switched a lot of things, but now it looks so fucking sick. I'm so excited, and it's just gonna be so much fun.
Yeah, exciting times ahead.
To answer the question, we're probably gonna start showing like a V1 in a week or 2. So it's coming, and I know a lot of people like lost faith in us because we really took our time to like publish it and like just to mention it, and I totally understand, but like good things need to take good times, like
that's the interesting thing too, right? Like with a lot of projects, I mean, with how fast this space moves, and every day new projects are coming out, every day there's huge news. I mean, just today, or maybe it was yesterday, the news of like one of the Zuki founders being like, yeah, we also created funks and zunks and pendies, and it's like all these crazy things are always happening in the space. And I just feel like everybody's always looking for like, they want things to be happening fast, and they don't realize like things take time. Like you kind of forget that in the real world, things take time, and
it's crazy because like a lot of people a lot of people will join project with like roadmaps and stuff like this, but like and they won't join Lucia. But the thing is, we already have like 90% of most NFT project roadmap. Like all these stupid fucking NFT project promising a game or a fucking metaverse or some shit. This is the most bullshit shit you can ever see on a roadmap. And like we never promised anything. Like we just fucking did it. We just did a fucking virtual art experience that looked sick. So I don't know, but I'm not really worried, to be honest. Like I think what we're doing is gonna be really fucking sick, and pretty sure it's gonna age well.
Yeah, I think so too. You kind of brought that up earlier, where people don't really care about the art right now. They care about making money. It
Yeah.
used to be kind of about the vibes, and now it's about it's really about making money. I mean, it's a business. What do people want? But it's cyclical as well. So it doesn't mean it's going to be like this forever. And people are getting beat up right now. Should we talk about Azuki for a minute? Do you have any thoughts? I actually, believe it or not, I'm not watching or anything, but I saw you bought one yesterday.
Yeah. So yeah, I bought one because I was like, oh, maybe like this is like a lifetime opportunity for me to
Right.
own Azukichi. But now I will admit that I really regret. But at the same time, like
I have those regrets too. Don't worry.
Yeah. Like I mean, I don't have any strong opinion on the Azuki thing because I haven't paid too much attention. I really hope for them that they find a way to recover in the most genuine way, and like I cannot wish anything bad to any builders, even though if they did some bad shit, like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't wish anything bad because I wish good for the people that are invested in it. And
exactly.
People are there's people, I watched them today. They bought it for 30 ETH and they were selling it for 8.5. And that was happening today. Like, I feel bad for those people. I paid a good amount of attention to it today. Today, for anyone that's listening, is Tuesday, May 10th. So if any of the information is out of date, that's the reason why we're Tuesday evening, May 10th. Farouk has a space going right now talking about it. He did this space earlier with Andrew Wang, and I did not find the guy very sincere, honestly.
Yeah, I haven't paid too much attention.
Yeah.
Like I was busy building Lucidia.
Of course, which is the right thing to do.
We'll see how it plays out. And
we'll see how it plays out.
I'm just really hoping people will buy more art project, because I think the main issue is like a lot of people don't think artists can be businessmen, but I think it's false. Like I think a lot of artists has this business interest, and I think it's a good thing, like to elevate their brand as artists. And this is what I love to do, is like I love to get people involved. I like to create and like experiment and like and create something new for the space and for myself and for my career. So we'll see.
I think you have a good mix of both, because you're a true artist and everybody recognizes that, but you have a team, like you said, and you're building, like it's
and this is what, like I said earlier, like Fvckrender and Lucidia is two completely different things. Like I know right now for a lot of my collectors, it's hard for them to understand, but like what I'm doing on my Fvckrender side and like all the art piece and like collabs I'm doing, it doesn't mean that it will always be related to Lucidia, because one day Lucidia is going to be its own thing, running by itself with other artists, and but it's going to be, I keep doing my art and I keep building Lucidia the same.
Keep being you. It's working. Man. Don't get frustrated by the ebbs and flows, because it'll come back. You'll still be here.
Yeah.
What do you think is next for the NFT space? Like we were talking about how, it started out being about the art, and now it's kind of, we're in the phase of it being about people trying to make money. And, how does this play out in your mind? Like, what do you think the next wave and the next cycle is for the NFT space?
Art. Mm-hmm. People now are realizing that they need to get into a project where people are actually there, and I don't know, like I think we're gonna see a massive correction, and it sucks for a lot of people, and it sucks for me because I've put some money into shitty project like everyone. But I think it's important for the NFT space to be sustainable, is just step back and look at what all we did, like for like a lot of people got really greedy, and I don't know, I just think art at the end of the day will always come back. So
I definitely
good answer from an artist. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I definitely got into art because of NFTs. Like I wasn't really
same
into
with
art.
me.
I did not care about art. I didn't even know like anything about art, you know. And then it's like I get into NFTs, you know, mostly because of the tech, and then all of a sudden I start, you know, really appreciating art more. And
Yeah.
you know, even in the real world, it's like I'm like, damn, like you know, I can decorate my walls with art, and like just thinking about art and it's very inspiring too. Like art's so beautiful and it can really inspire. I feel like art is underrated, like you know.
Yeah.
um
But you know, like I had this crazy talk, and like this is completely surreal, and we'll see how it goes in 20 years and 30 years. But I was having a discussion with a friend of mine, very OG guy. I won't mention his name, but one of the most important person in the culture of streetwear, like literally. And he was telling me that the artists that we're seeing in the NFT space is like the NBA players in the 90s. Remember when, and like 80s, 90s, when they started to do like these brands and like these collaboration with NBA artists? I feel now we're seeing this right now with major brands doing collaboration with digital artists or just artists in general.
Yep.
And I think this NFT culture that we're seeing right now is actually really interesting because like artists might become the new, not I don't like to say the stars or anything, but I think we're seeing something really interesting where I never in my life I did this like a show and people lined up for me to sign the poster. And last week in Vancouver, I had a lineup of 100 people waiting for me to sign their posters. How crazy this is. Like, I never saw that from a digital artist in the past, never in my whole life. So I don't know, it's really interesting and it's weird, but it's really interesting what we're living right now for artists.
It's a new world for artists, isn't it? With the royalty, first of all, with the royalties.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I mean that's a game changer. And second of all, just the fact that like all these, like Jennifer said, she was not into art. I wasn't into art. I didn't know who people like Damien Hirst were. You know, and I got on Clubhouse. I've been on Clubhouse. I know you were on Clubhouse in the early days. And I was in some of those rooms with you, you know, before I had a voice, and I was, you know, listening to all the artists and meeting the artists. And I've gained a great respect for the artists, even some of the ones that are still, you know, quote unquote, struggling and trying to get their name out there. Still amazing people, amazing art. What do you think there's like something about successful artists? A lot of times it's like somebody that like people relate to. There's more than just the art, right? It's kind of like a story and it's
not even just a story, it's self.
Yeah. Tell us I'd like to hear your insight on
you need to be able to self-market. Like you have no choice. Like you don't have anybody that's gonna push unless you have like a best friend that's gonna do it for you. It's gonna be really hard. And like like all the good artists are good marketer. And like Andy Warhol was the best marketer. Wasn't the greatest artist, but it was the best marketer. And I feel like that's true. Like I think I'm good to shove my art into people's face. Like I think I'm a great artist, and I never thought in my whole life I would be able to say that before NFTs. Like before NFTs, I was like, I'm a shitty artist. But now I gain confidence into my art. I think having confidence into your art and loving what you do and being able to show people what you're doing and market yourself in a way you want is the key to success, pretty much in the art space. And that has been this forever. Like
that's true.
no one will come at your place that doesn't know you, will be like, take your art and give it to the world. Like no one will do it.
Yeah.
So then if there's an artist, you know, it's like, okay, they make beautiful art, they're a great artist, but it's like, you know, maybe they're just getting into NFTs. What advice would you give them on like how to market themselves, how to get themselves out there? Like, how do they become known? How do they get people to notice their work?
Yeah. The best thing, like something I understood really quickly is like, make people talk and share your art. Don't force in people's face your art. Make people want to talk and share your art. And I think a good way, like, and I did this experiment with one of my friends, and it worked super well with him. Amazing artist. And I was like, okay, post a bunch of art, really, really fucking cheap. Just really fucking cheap. Just try. Because he was really not concerned, but he didn't expect him to sell any NFT. So I was like, just sell some art. Do like, I think he did like 50 piece total, and see how it goes. And every time at first it took some time. The first advice I told him is like, be patient. But his art is the type of art that you want to share and you want to talk about it because it's so fucking pretty. And so what happened is like he started to mint, and I think he was selling them for 0.1. He started to sell, and now he started to make these release more, make people wait a little bit longer between releases. And now every time he puts something out there, it's selling for, and he's still selling for 0.1 because he wants to make secondary sales more than primary sales, which is very smart because you're allowing your collectors to make money in the process, which is amazing. But I think the main advice would be like, be patient, be creative, and make people talk about your art. Then like create a conversation around your art.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then how did you, now you have a whole team and everything, like how did you build those connections with the people that you're now working with? And, you're a very well-known person in this space. I think, if you're into NFTs, like you probably know Fvckrender. How did you build all the connections you have? And how did you build a team for yourself, to create this amazing, thing that you have going on right now?
Yeah. So the first thing I did when I started to make money, I started to hire all my fucking friends. Everybody that was close to me, I was like, okay, you're working with me now. They had no idea or no skills or anything. And I was just like, okay, you're going to do this. You're going to do this. We're all learning at the same time. Who gives a shit? And we started that way. And I started to like get to work with other creatives and stuff like this. And I don't know, everything was pretty not like, it was a very natural growth. And I do think one of my biggest skills is like, I know how to surround myself really well. Yeah, like I just hired people that I really trusted and people that I think it's all about if someone has initiative, they can do anything basically.
Yeah, 100%. Being ambitious, like just going for it. Like I feel that too. Like I always think like, dang, I'm not even really good at a lot of things, but I just do things. And that's kind of the difference, right? It's just like the people that do things and the people that don't. And, you don't even have to particularly be super skilled in stuff to be noticed or, to like put yourself out there.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like to me, like my biggest thing if I hire someone is like, if you ask questions and you take initiative, like to me, you're a winner. If you never ask question and you're waiting for me to see you or to push you to do something, I don't have time for this bullshit. Like I need like proactive people in my team, and right now that's what we have, which is fucking amazing. That's
awesome. And I love that you said that you like hired your friends and everything. Like usually people say, oh, you're not supposed to hire your friends or your family because then you have to start telling them what to do and stuff, and it can get a little complicated and a little weird.
Yeah, there's still some people that I cannot hire, unfortunately, because it's a little bit tricky. But like at the same time, like if I have one friend that is highly motivated, like I would be an idiot to pass by the opportunity to work with them.
Yeah, ambitious people are the best.
Yeah.
Michael, you have any more questions?
No, I wanted to circle back to what we were talking about with independent artists, because I really find that conversation really interesting. I was at one of the NFT events in Miami. This was way early on. This was almost a year ago in May of 2021. And somebody was talking about independent artists. And this was before I really even got super into all the artists and everything. And they said something that really stuck with me, that if you're an artist, you have to wear many hats. You want to just create art all day, but you need to run your social media, and you need to market, and you need to do a lot of different things if you're going to want to succeed.
It's so fucking wild, and it's really draining. And like for the longest time, like even before NFTs, like I was pretty much alone. I had like a management, but yeah, I was pretty much doing all the work. It was hard, honestly. Like especially before NFTs, I was just like hustling, and like I was just like really grinding to like get these fucking crazy gigs and like crazy artists and like crazy brands. And I was always pushing myself to find the best work possible. So that's why like I think I had pretty good success when I entered the NFT space, because I had like a very good portfolio before NFTs. But NFTs is even harder because you really need to do everything. And this is crazy. Like I'm still doing everything for Fvckrender, but like now this CD I have a team which is amazing. But like everything that is Fvckrender related, like I have this piece, I have this physical piece I'm trying to sell, which is a chain link. And it's a very sick physical piece, and it comes with NFT. And I haven't been able to find the time to find out to sell it or to display it or anything. And it's hard for me because I really want, like, I'd really love to be able to sell it and just like post it and sell it, but it's not gonna happen. I need to do so much work for it to sell or anything. So I've been really struggling actually lately to put myself and my art out there, because I've been so focused on Lucidia, and it has been like affecting me mentally a little bit, because like I haven't been able to do my own art as much as I would would want to, but yeah, I really can't complain though. So
I bet not. No, it's interesting to hear the art, because I know that from a lot of artists that all they want to do is create art. And I've seen some of the best artists that, like, some people that are sick get very little traction. And then you see some people that just have like some lines on the paper or whatever, and it goes nuts. So it's definitely there's a lot more to it than just the art. It's very subjective, and it's interesting to see what becomes popular and why and who and all that. It's really interesting to me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
That's true.
What do you do to recharge? Like, when you're feeling like a little burnt out, or like you're like overwhelmed?
Honestly, right now I do nothing. I just work. And like every time, like I was supposed to like take vacation after the avatars, I was like, okay, I'm taking like 2 weeks off. And like Avatar starting to tank, and I was like, I cannot take a break. And I was so mentally exhausted that I had to leave Discord because I was seeing all the negative comments, and it was like making me so fucking sad. And so I had to leave Discord, and I told my Discord management mods, and I was just like take care of all of this for now. I'll be on my computer grinding and building this fucking next phase of Lucidia. And yeah, no, it's been hard, honestly. Like mentally, it's been really fucking hard. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm looking forward for some vacation. Yeah, especially I got COVID last week, and I haven't slept. I just been working 90. I think I worked 90 hours while
you work more now than you were before.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, honestly, and Beige, my fiance, she's like, she loves to record my hours without me knowing, and be like, hey, this month you work like 100 hours a week. And I'm like, oh, cool, thanks. But yeah, it's part of the game. I now that the team is getting bigger, I truly think I'll be able to rest a little bit more and really focus on the creative direction of Lucidia, which is going to be really amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. I thought that was interesting that you were mentioning, you were saying, the price, like you're definitely looking at the market too. You can see the price action, and it's not really up to you, right? It's like the collectors, those are the people determining the price, they're the ones buying and selling, but it still takes a toll. And I've seen that too. A lot of projects, a lot of founders, artists, they feel the pressure, you know, when the price goes down, it's like people start getting mad at you. Can the devs do something? Like
I received death threat.
No.
Like
that's brutal.
That's a disgrace.
And I'll be real, like I've invested in some fucking shitty project that went to zero, and
we all have. Yeah.
Never in my whole fucking life I would go to a founder and be like, "Oh, I bought your shit and it fucking went down." Like it's my responsibility. And so, but at the same time, like I'm a very sensitive person, and I really I just feel bad, like in general, like because I think Avatar were really meant to be successful, and I think we launched in the worst time possible. I think there's a lot of things that could have been have been better, but honestly, we're just fucking building Lucidia, and we're just getting started. So I'm not really worried about the price right now. But it's like at first it was really draining, and it was really making me sad.
Yeah. Well, I love that you're empathetic, you know, because you know, a lot of people, it's like, they're like, well, you know, fuck it, whatever, like, fuck the people that bought it or the price. That's not my responsibility. But it's nice that you're, you know, empathetic to those people. And I think that is like important as well. And also, you know, what I always like to think about is like, it's a great entry point. Like, I don't know, for me, I was like, yay, like a lower entry point. Like I was excited. And, you know, for me now I'm like, okay, great. I have my fuck avatar to just hold on to. And I don't care about the price action. I do wish people cared less about the price action and more about, you know, buying something to hold on to for the journey. You're like, okay, I wanted a Fvckrender piece. I want to see what happens with this. I'm willing to be patient. And I just wish more people had patience and bought something with the intention of holding on, and not just, you know, everything doesn't have to be super valuable and up only. Like it's okay. Like it'll be okay.
Especially, I think a lot of people like seeing Bored Ape and like this like project like this, and they're just like, oh, if this shit doesn't move like Bored Ape, I'm out. Like it's like I think we should have done a better job at finding the right collectors. That's if I were to redo it again, I would take a longer process to really find the collectors that would support the project.
Well, on the plus side, it's you know, it's changing hands into new collectors that, you know, the people buying now, it's like, you know, now they're buying, you know, wanting this and wanting to hold on and stuff.
I think people who are buying in this weird market, they're the best collectors that we can have. Because they probably like, they're not too worried about anything, I feel, so which is good.
Yep. You made another really good point there, getting your project in the hands of the right collectors. Every project I'm talking to now that's coming to me and I say, you know, how are you going to build? It used to just be quote unquote build community, which just meant a lot of people. But you really need to build a community with a purpose. And it doesn't need to be the entire thing. But if you have 500 or 1,000 people that are in it because they want to be in for a particular reason, you know, focusing like kind of gathering around a particular cause or vibe or whatever it is, that's going to really help your project. If everybody is just there to make money, it's going to do what it does for a couple of weeks, and then people are going to move on to something else.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a really, really good point, and something that anybody starting a project should really think about. Find your people. Don't just throw a giant net out there and get the hype going, because unless your goal is just to sell out and move on. But if you want to build something long term, you do need to target a little more. If your project is about, you know, mental health or marijuana or whatever it is, like, go find people that aren't even in the NFT space yet and teach them, and that kind of thing.
I agree. That's so true.
Yep.
Okay, so one of my final questions here I have is, I know you're a big collector as well, and I'm just curious, what's your collection strategy like when it comes to buying and selling and flipping? Like, what is your collection strategy with NFTs?
Honestly, like I don't really have any strategy. I just like I mainly buy what I like, and sometimes I'll up in collection like Azuki yesterday. I saw the price going down. I was just like, oh, I'll get one. Maybe I'll be able to flip it eventually. And like I split it in two ways. Like there's the making money part and there's the collecting for the long term part. Yeah, because I think everyone's goal is like to make more money and be more comfortable. So yeah, like, but I truly don't have any strategy. I'll just like I'll look into project that the art is sick, or yeah, it really depends what the motive behind what I'm collecting.
Do you ever think about like the fact that people are watching your wallets, and like, do you ever feel like pressure, like, oh my God, like if I buy this, people are gonna see, and then they're gonna buy too? Like, do you feel like, because I don't know, I barely have any, I only have like 30,000 followers, and I still feel that pressure, like, oh my God, what if someone's watching my wallet? Like, I feel like I need to be careful with like what I buy and stuff.
I'm not responsible for people arbitrating me. Like,
yeah,
I really don't give a shit. I buy stuff for myself. Like I don't. Yeah.
Yeah. Michael, any closing questions before we wrap this up?
Sure. I usually ask everybody, what are a couple of kind of your favorite projects you think, just that you really like for whatever reason. And then I'd also like to give you a chance to shine a light on any other artists that you think deserve it, that might, that you really like as an artist. So projects and artists that you're really into personally.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, I fucking love Doodles because I love every project that are artists. Yeah, I think Doodles are really crushing it, and they Burnt Toast and Evan and Poopy are just so fucking nice. And I would say like I love Artifacts, from Roger Dickerman.
Yep.
Really cool, man. It's so undervalued, and he's truly building something interesting. My friend at Yacht is actually so fucking sick. Like these emojis that you can own to put in your bio.
Oh, I have in my bio a yacht, or whatever.
So Yacht is really fucking cool. They're doing these gems now, which is interesting. Is like if you minted a cool cat, you get this gem, and you can go claim cool looking gems on their website. And we're actually working together, Yacht and I, to do a cool gem.
That's a good idea.
Like, this project, what other? I really love Degen Tunes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys follow this project, but I don't know, the vibe is good there, and like in this fucking word market, it's the only NFT project that has been holding strong. So I'm like, there's something going on there.
Degen Tunes.
Degen Tunes, yeah, it's not something
I've never heard of,
but they're really killing it. And I don't know. Other than that, there's so many cool projects that I love and like artists, and yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, Fvckrender, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I'm sure our listeners really enjoyed this episode. And thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. All right. And with that, thank you all for listening. We'll catch you in the next episode. Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to the NFT Catcher podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode and learned something new about the exciting world of NFTs. If you enjoyed today's episode, please take a moment to subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And if you really love what you're hearing, please leave us a rating and review on your favorite platform. If you want to stay up to date with the latest news and insights from the NFT space, be sure to follow us on all the socials at NFT Catcher Pod. You can follow Jennifer at Jennifer_pseudo and Michael at NFTicket. I'm your producer, Andy, and I'm at AJC254. Our theme song's by It's Just Los. We always appreciate your feedback and support, which helps us reach more people and bring you informative and engaging content about NFTs. We look forward to bringing you more great NFT content in future episodes. Thanks for listening. Peace.